Om Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavaihi. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha. Shri Bhagavan We'll do from 23 onwards. Yepyanyadevata bhaktaha yajante shraddhayanvita tepi mameva kaunteya yajantya vidhipurvakam aham hi sarva yajnanam bhokta cha prabhureva cha natu mam bhijananti tatvenatascha yanti te. Yanti devavrata devan pitran yanti pitravata vrataha bhutani yanti bhutejya yanti madhyajinopi mam patram pushpam phalam toyam yo me bhaktya prayachati tadaham bhakti prahritam ashnami prayatatmanah. Let's see whatever we can cover. So last we did was that Bhagwan was saying it's you know for those who are ananya bhakta, that means who are totally dependent on me, like those who have understood me to be the soul of the universe, and they understand that I am the one who is the sustainer of this. For them, I take care of their yoga kshema. So that was the last one that we did. Now this one is saying of Anya Devatas, that those who worship Anya Devata. Anya Devata means the Devatas that have limited powers. We did that earlier also. So these Anya Devatas can also bless us. Then they do. It's not like so the important ye pyan devata bhaktaha. So those bhaktas, whoever worships the devatas, yajante shraddhayanvita, and they do it with lot of shraddha. With they worship with lot of devotion and belief in that Bhagwan, in that devata. Tepi mameva kaunteya. They are also worshipping me only. See, ultimately, we worship Bhagwan only in whatever form we worship. So, Bhagwan is saying they also worship me, but yajantya avidhi purvakam. That though they are worshiping me, they may doing it vidhi purvak also. Vidhi purvak means with the proper injunction that they are worshipping me with, just say, suppose we are doing some katha, some form of puja, and for every puja there is a certain way of doing it. That's called vidhi. How we have to do certain things. But Shankaracharya calls it avidhi purvakam. Avidhi means that they are doing it with agyan. They are not seeing that it is the Paramatma that we are worshipping. They are seeing it a particular Devata who is there to give me certain particular results. That is why I am doing it. कई लोग शनि की पूजा करते हैं, they worship Shani, they worship a particular dev. But once we understand that whatever form we are worshipping is actually the Paramatma only, if with that bhav, if we worship, then it has a different set of results, because that way we have we are not looking for a particular result. Like suppose if we are uh, we want to please a minister, or please somebody, even, prime minister or POTUS or somebody, they are also have limited powers. What can they do? They can give you a portfolio, they can give you some powers, but it will be limited because they themselves have limited powers. They are also not, you know uh, they cannot give you their seat. If suppose you worship Indra and you say, I want to be Indra, you will be, taken care of, because Indra can give you certain material wealth or maybe some other powers, but it will be still very limited and it will be very time bound. So that's the other thing we have. Te api mam eva kaunteya. But indirectly they are worshipping me only. Bhagwan only is the one who has the power to bless us. All the others are indirectly doing it. But ultimately it is Bhagwan, Paramatma. So that is why Shankaracharya very, you know, clearly says it is avidhi purvakam. Avidhi means because of the agyan. We are thinking, okay, um, because they don't understand. So the results are also limited. So that is the other problem. So think of it as if I am working for a Seth, some big guy, and he's taking care of me. But for that, I have to put in an effort. I have to continuously give results. I'll have to say, okay, if I do this, then I have the Seth will take care of me. But if I understand that the Seth is nothing but my own father, you know, if if that understanding is there, that he is the, Mata, Dhata, Pitamaha, that he is everything. Not that particular Seth, but I'm just saying that when we see Bhagwan as the ultimate giver, then you are like a family. So family don't have to produce results, right? They get taken care of. They are taken care of no matter what. And the joy is different. The joy of worshipping Paramatma as the, you know, when I say, because this was written long time back, and there at that time the people used to worship different devatas, because they said, okay, if you want this siddhi, you worship this devata. If you want this, then you worship this particular devata. So that was the norm at that time. So based on that, Bhagwan is talking about it. It may or may not be applicable to us at this point, but we have to understand where this particular verse is coming from. So, because when we talk about Paramatma, then we know it is the cause of the universe. Not only the cause of universe, it is that which is reflecting through my BMI as I. But since our attachment or tadatmya with this body is so strong that we don't think of it as I, we think of it as something else, though it is the master of the whole universe. So Bhagavan says, see, that's why the ananyata is important. Understand that alone is Paramatma. Chahe hum, if we are worshipping Shivji, we are worshipping Bhagwan Ram, we are worshipping Krishna Bhagwan, in all forms, it is the same Paramatma. That particular understanding has to be there. So, जैसे, think of Meera or Prahlad, they didn't see, they saw everything as Bhagwan only, manifesting Bhagwan. Prahlad was saying to his father, I see Bhagwan everywhere. He says, where is he? will he come to save you? Kehta, yeah, because he is right here. He says, is he there in this particular pillar? तो उसने कहा हाँ, he is there in the pillar. so so he said, okay, then let's see how he will save you. So point is, we know the whole story, but point is that their love and their understanding was so like blemishless. They had no doubts about it. We may think we worship Bhagwan, but we also have a very strong karta bhav that if I don't do it, it won't happen. That kind of feeling is there. So, which is important. We have to do you know, our kartavya, our whatever is our duty, that we have to do. That or our purusharth is also very important. But Bhagavan says, do it for me. Everything that you do, you do it for me. And जैसे एक one person was there, गुरु से पूछा, you know what, Gurudev, if I go to jungle for tapasya, is Bhagwan going to take care of my food? He says, nope, he won't. He says, but you were saying that he takes care of everything. He says, yeah, but you are not going in search of Bhagwan, you are going in search of food. So that is why. So there is no basically we have only one dependence for either material or for physiological or psychological needs. So that understanding has to be there. Bhagwan explains it further in the next one. So this, he says, why the results are not there, or why that Shraddha. So Shraddha has to be for that Paramatma. So that's the point. We may think, oh Bhagwan, you are actually being very partial here. But Bhagwan says, ki why is that? He says, Aham hi sarva yajnanam. Aham hi sarva yajnanam bhokta. So if because the full sentence is Aham is sarva yajna, that I am the bhokta of all the yajnas. Now, yajna is not necessarily the yajna that we do in a yagyashala, but all our activities, all the things that we do as a for a particular cause. So that is a yajna. So I am the bhokta of all the yajnas, and cha prabhurevacha, that I am also the Swami. So I am the bhokta and I am the Swami of all the yajnas. No matter what project you are doing, but if it is, so I am the one who is going to be enjoying. Natu mam abhijananti. Tatve nat ashyavantite. Ashvantite means achyavantite. That means those, let's understand this verse first, that I am the bhokta of all the yagnas and I am the swami of these yagnas. That means these yagnas are done by me only, or I am the lord of that. And but since they don't know me, those means people who are thinking that they are the doers, they are the ones who are running the show, for them, or they think there is some other in between me and their effort, there is somebody else, the devatas. They don't understand me by the essence. They don't understand that uh, since they don't know my tattva um, tatvena, so they don't understand me by my tattva, they get destroyed. That destroyed means that they fall short of the results, that they don't get the full import of that, what they were looking for, because that shanti is not there. See, what is the goal? The goal is that I want to be free of dukkha. Now, dukkha is is the real dukkha is not knowing who I am. The limitation of my thinking is dukkha. See, एक होता है सुख दुख, people say sukh dukh samay kritva labha labho jaya jayo. But here the word dukkha means that because of which I have the sense of limitation. That, so that dukh is causes all the worries, all the anxieties, all the fears, they come from my sense of limitation. So Bhagavan says that they fall short of achieving that. That's what it means, they get destroyed. So it is not like, you know, they get destroyed. No, nothing gets destroyed. But they fall short. That's what it means. That so those who do not know me, or those who do not understand my essence, tatvena, or my true nature as the bhokta and prabhu of this yajna, they fall short. Instead of saying destroyed, let's say they fall short. So when I understand Bhagwan to be my Suhrad, Suhrad means my friend. He is my Mata, Dhata, Pitamaha, that we read earlier. Jaise Tulsidas ji says, Jahan tahan dekhat hare dharu bana. Wherever I see Bhagwan, with the bow and arrow, uh, and Sarg Nark Apvarg Samana. For when I see that, no matter which condition I am in Swarga, I am in Narka, or have I have achieved moksha, in all situation, I feel the same. That's the that's Bhagwan's grace that I am experiencing all the time. So, mama bharos hi harash nadina. So, when I have, when I understand that he is one taking care of me, then I have no problems. So, so if I have that kind of trust, what can go wrong? If something goes wrong, that is Bhagwan's wish also. So that kind of, so I keep doing my work. So it's not like I stop working. I do my yagna, I do my effort, but do it for Bhagwan. That's what it is. Because he is here it says that aham hi sarva yagna nam bhokta. So I am the receiver of all the yagnas. And also I am the Lord of all the yagnas. So that is why we have to understand. And how is Bhagwan the bhokta? Bhagwan says, like, let's take an example. So suppose you feed a poor person, somebody who is hungry. Then the joy of feeding that hunger is gives you that feeling that I did something good. You feel satisfied. And the one who has eaten from that, he also feels that I feel satiated. So thank you so much. But in both the cases, it is Bhagwan who is feeding and the Bhagwan who is eating. So, so that is how we should think about it. That how Bhagwan is the bhokta and Bhagwan is the giver. The Bhagwan is the because in both cases, I is the one which is enjoying. I of a giver and I of a receiver. It is the same I. So that Bhagwan has clarified many times here. So no matter what, we have to understand that in whatever way we can support Bhagwan and seeing Bhagwan in everything. Just the story of Sant Eknath is there, that he was, there is a particular yatra where they go from Banaras to Rameshwaram and they take Ganga water from there and take it all the way to Rameshwaram and do Abhishek of the Shivling there uh, in Rameshwaram. So their whole group was going from Banaras, and in the way they saw one donkey who was basically dying of thirst. Maybe it was too much hot and he could not bear it. His tongue was coming out and he was lying on the ground, and everybody was ignoring him. And Sant Eknath said, no, 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 I have to feed this particular donkey. And he fed, gave water to this donkey, not the just few drops, but whatever thing he had taken for Abhishek, he did his Abhishek right there. He sees, he says, I see Bhagwan in this donkey also. So the point is that he got darshan of Bhagwan right there in that particular form. So that is the vision of a bhakta, that he is seeing Bhagwan in everything. So point here was in this particular shloka is that gods of limited powers, you get limited results. You don't get but that is because of the ignorance. Because I just want certain things from somebody else. That's what it's a very transactional type of bhakti. It's a vyavaharik bhakti, that I want something, you give me something. So now Bhagavan says, Yanti deva vrata devan, pitran yanti pitravrataha. Now Bhagavan says, okay, so let's say you worship a particular devata. When you worship that, you go to that devalok. you know इंद्र को करते हो, इंद्र लोक में जाते हो. So whatever you are worshipping, you get that result. So that's not a problem. But pitrayanti pitravrataha, and those who worship the ancestors go to the pitraloka. I'll explain that. Bhutani yanti bhutejya. Those who worship the bhoot pret. In this bhoot means the bhoot pret, the demon worshippers or whatever. They reach the bhoot loka. The yanti madhyaji napi mam. But those who worship me, they reach me. Me means to they get the moksha. Basically, that's the point. That means that when we are focused on a certain thing, that I want this particular, swarg ki kamna hai. Suppose I want to go to swarga, I do a particular yagya, or somebody has told me, if you keep doing it, you will go to swarga, and I keep doing it. Maybe I'll go to swarga. Maybe. So, Devavrata means they dedicate themselves to a Devata and a particular Devata, and they get to that particular Devalok. Same way, the Devani Yanti means they get the results from those Devatas. But those Devatas have limited, powers also, like Nachiketa, when he went to Yamlok, to Yamadevata. So Yamaraj said, I'll give you everything, you rule this earth for a long time, and you take this and all the apsaras and whatever material you want. But he says, you know what? I can take that, but it will be only good for a certain time. He says, no, no, it will be good for a long time. But says, but still there will be an end to it, right? So, uh, but we are not thinking like that. Nachiketa was a very advanced seeker. So he knew that, what am I going to do with this? Because that is not going to give me uh, the total shanti. Because I will still be struggling. So that is the point here. That we have those who have limited powers can give you some limited results. Same way, Pitraloka. Pitraloka means that those who worship the ancestor. Ancestors worship can be in two ways. One is to do the Shraddha and other rituals. But the other thing is that you carry those sanskars that have come to you from the parents. You keep doing those and you will achieve that pitraloka. You basically sincerely follow those, because somebody has to carry the torch in the family, so somebody is just keep doing that, and that's they take it as their duty, like passing on the rituals that your family was doing, passing on the language. We come to America and our kids forget the language, so passing on the language, that's a pitra seva also, that's a kind of pitra seva. So so they go to pitralok, you know don't ask me what is the proof of it, because Bhagwan doesn't give any proof. This is That's how it happens. That's in our Vedas also, because uh, majority of our Vedic scripture is about the karma kand, so where all these things are. And I told you that because this was written in thousands of years back, and at that time that's probably was the norm, that people did these kind of yagnas and these kind of because nobody does agnihotras anymore. Maybe once in a while we do it, and but this was something that was happening on a regular basis, at that in those days. So Bhagwan says uh, for those people we are talking, so yanti madhya jino api mam. But those who worship me, that means those who understand that I am the ultimate cause, and they understand that I am the one through which I am the one as their antaratma also. For those means those who have gyan, those who have understood me means Brahman as the ultimate cause. So when they worship me, they reach me. They reach me means they realize their own self. That's what reach me means. So, but another way to look at it is not this particular one, but the devatas. In today's world, what do we do? What is We are the scientific people, right? So the the world is made up of the five elements. So the worshippers of those elements is all the elements are also devatas, right? We have read that in Tattva Bodh and Vedant Sar and other books. Those who worship it means like scientists, that those who are trying to do research on that, they are trying to figure out the wind energy, the nuclear energy, the solar energy, the geology, and other, there are so many other fields of science. They are the bhaktas who are actually trying to reach that, understand the powers. So they get the siddhis, they understand how to create the nuclear, how to use the nuclear power, how to use the solar power. So that is another way to think about it in the modern way. I'm just saying, because we are so disconnected with our ancestral uh, past of doing yagnas and all that. So in today's world, it is the understanding of devatas as the uh, of all these powers that are in the nature, which we worship, which we worship as researchers, which we worship as doctors, which we worship as. So we are trying to understand. That is our way of worship. So that is a noble cause, for which we are doing that. So, but Bhagavan says, but they have to understand that who is it in whose presence all the elements come to life? What brings these elements? What is the cause of this universe? Is who those who understand that, they come to me. That so I am beyond any limits. the devatas means, even if we talk about elements, elements have their own limits, you know. The Agni is not fire, Agni is not air, air is not earth, earth is not water. So each one has their own specific area of expertise or domain, you know, that they control, you know. So because the results are so different, you know, but here it is. The other thing is, it is a very difficult task, you know, worshipping the devatas. You have to keep on doing it, you know, to get the results. It is not like you understand and you are done. No, you have to keep doing it, and you get only finite results. That's the other limitation. But Bhagavan says, what about those who come to me? And how do they worship me? You know, this we have seen, you know, Pitra worship or the Devata worship. One is that it is easy to do. Bhagavan says that. And this one is a very important shloka. You know, I was talking about that the other shloka we talked about, the 22nd one, where Bhagavan talks about that I take care of your yoga kshema. Same way here, Bhagavan says, it's so easy to come to me. And this particular verse is also in our temple, you know, there is a plaque that says that. Patram pushpam phalam toyam yo me bhaktya prayachati. That those who offer me a patra means patta, a leaf, you know, and it is singular. Bhagavan is not saying many leaves, you know, 11 leaves or 108 leaves or anything. No, one leaf, you know, a pushpam, a flower, a phalam, a fruit. And toya means something, you know, that they offer something to me. And yo me bhaktya prayachati, but they give it with lot of love. That, you know, like Shabri, you know. So, so there are so many examples, but just to understand this, those who come, they offer me with this, with that love that it touches me, you know, that those bhaktas, they yo me bhaktya prayachati, they offer to me tadraham bhaktyu pahiyatam, that once they give it to me, tat aham, that those people, when they give me all these things, ashnami prayatatmanaha, that means I eat it. Ashnami means eat it. Eat it means accept it. That I accept all that they offer me with, uh, but the condition is that it has to be done with the ananya bhava. The bhav is what Bhagavan is talking about, not the what is offered. The material is immaterial. You know, what you offer is not the important thing, but with what bhav you offer, you know, because here Bhagavan is saying patram, singular, you know, one flower. So they have to give it to me with total devotion. That this is it, Bhagavan, please accept me. It's like, you know, a father brings a box of chocolate to his kid, you know, and the suppose the daughter, and the daughter is so happy enjoying it, and then she takes one chocolate and comes and give it to the father. You know, I love you so much, dad, please have this chocolate. And father is overjoyed. You know, it is all Bhagwan's. We take something from here and give it to Bhagwan. Bhagwan is happy, you know, because that love is what Bhagwan is looking for. Bhagwan is not looking for what you have offered, you know. The devatas maybe, but not Bhagwan. So Bhagwan says, I accept the love that you, because the object is immaterial, you know. They say Bhagwan was stealing butter, you know, in Vrindavan. So stealing butter means he was eating that love that was offered by the gopis there. So gopis' love was So it's not like, sometimes the gopis were playing with Bhagwan. So that's a game that was happening. But Bhagwan says, I will take care of it. I'll be eating that love that you have saved for me. So because understand that how many people love Bhagwan for Bhagwan's sake, you know. Normally, when we love Bhagwan, we want Bhagwan to take care of us, which is also important, taking care of us. But if we love Bhagwan, that Bhagwan sab kuch aapka hi hai, everything is Bhagwan's. With that kind of clarity, if we do that, that whatever I am offering is just a, a tuch something that I can offer because of my limitation, but you understand my love, uh, that I have for you. That is the is what Bhagwan is looking for. Bhagwan is not looking for things. Everything is Bhagwan's only. Why would he want anything from us anyways? It is he wants us. He wants us to have a pure antakaran, that our mind has to be pure, that that is the important part of it, like the story of Gajendra, you know when his leg was caught by the alligator, he was not able to move. His family tried and everybody tried, but then they said, okay, you know what, he's gone, now what can we do? And they left. So at that time, he basically was able to pluck a flower with his trunk and offered it to Bhagwan. And Bhagwan came and took care of him. But point is, chahe you are a arth bhakt or a artharthi or whatever, but the clarity that Bhagwan alone is there, that he is going to take care of me. Like, Draupadi, when Durvasa Rishi came and they were in jungle, at that time, Durvasa Rishi came with his 100 other followers, and he said, I would like to come and eat. So we will go and take a bath and come back. In the meantime, you prepare food for us. And Draupadi saw that there was nothing left. And so she prayed to Bhagwan, ki Bhagwan, please come save me. So Krishna came and he said, you know what did you cook? He says, oh, I just cooked a pot of rice and that's all, but it is all finished. So Bhagavan said, show me the pot. And they saw there was one little grain of rice was left. So Bhagavan took that and ate it. And that food basically satiated the whole world. So all the Durvasa Rishi and the followers said, "Arey, pet to bahut bhar gaya." Suddenly they had that sense that we are done. We have had our thing, because Bhagwan is in everybody. So same Bhagwan is taking care of all of us. So similar stories are there. When we did Bhagavatam, there were several stories about things like that. So there is no excuse to not worship Bhagwan. That love has to be developed. There's a Rukmani wrote a letter to Bhagwan that, please come and save me. I'm getting married to this guy and I have already chosen you as my husband. Please come. Bhagwan took no time, just went there and, took care of that. So that's the nature of Bhagwan. That's Bhagwan's swabhava, that he is eager to help, but we don't ask. We ask somebody else. So Bhagwan says, okay, then you come through indirect means, then you get the indirect results also. So in this particular one, we talked about that Bhagwan says, okay, you offer whatever, patram, pushpam, phalam, toyam. But in the next one, Bhagwan will talk about how do you offer you know, because the world is made up of things and action. So how to offer an action to Bhagwan? So that we will do on Tuesday. So we will conclude here. We'll do the concluding thing. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. And we'll also do the Trayambakam. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardanam Urvarukameva Bandhanan Mrityurmukshiyamamratat. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardanam Urvarukameva Bandhanan Mrityurmukshiyamamratat. Om Trambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardanam Urvarukamiva Bandhana Mrityor Mukshiyamamratat. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. All right.